Welcome. If you're coming across my videos for the first time, what I teach here is karma. So some of the information might not be for you at this stage, or you might not understand where I'm coming from. So since I teach karma, I do not want you to bring karma upon yourself if you do not understand what we're teaching or what I'm giving here. I'm walking in my divine life purpose by sharing information and my passion with the world, with what I know. So if you come across my videos and you're not there, think about it this way. If you're in grade 5, grade 2, and you don't understand the grade 5 or grade 2 math, maybe the person in grade 10 or 11 might understand it and overdo it. So to them, that's comfort. But if you're not on that level, to you, it will be a discomfort. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world for you or time for you. Give it time. When you're ready for it, that same class will be easy for you to understand or pass. With that disclaimer out of the way, it's divine energy. So today, what I want to talk about is temperance in the journey of karma. Well, a lot of people don't believe in the afterlife. They believe we are on this earth just to live. There's no God, there's no source energy, there's nothing. We just living. But they do believe in science or the cars or the food they eat. But they don't know that every seed that it was planted, or every fruit or every milk or every water that they drink, these come from the natural resources of things. Meaning they've been here since eternity. Just like you've been here since eternity. The first person in your bloodline has passed on these genes for generation upon generation from the beginning of what no one knows who and how created it. So it tells you that there is a source creator, or you are eternal, or reincarnation of many forms of life. Now, just like I explained right now, saying we keep coming back, or we're a different form of lives, it's to tell you, imagine the first person in your family, your great-great-great-great-grandparents that formed you. How many decades they have gone through for you to manifest through this process. Just think about that for a minute. So every seed, plants, waters that has been on this earth has reincarnated itself through rain. For instance, if this is the seas, the water comes from above and below, right? So it rains, it keeps filling it up, keeps going. And it's reached you and I, our turn for us to drink the same waters. It still rains on the planet. You see what I'm saying? Now, it's important for you to understand what your destination and purpose is in order for you to actually do the right thing or feel the need to want to do the right thing. Because we've been here thousands of years. And in some videos, I explain how the rules and regulations have been changed by certain people because they understand that we are not going to be able to make it to the afterlife, and we're going to fall back again here. Because we have indulged in things that they have put in our way, or the traps they have set for us to become karmic people. This earth is a place for rehabilitation. Just like someone goes to jail and can come out on a good behavior on an early time, or they can serve their whole time, whatever the case is. It's the same way this earth is designed for us to come in here, rehabilitate, teach, give, whatever it is that our karma requires of us, and then ascend back again to wherever we belong to in our full grace and into our position. Now, a lot of people don't understand this part. So they commit crimes or hurt each other without knowing the purpose of their goal or where they are going. Because if you know where you're going, you know that there's a price that you have to pay. And if you get to that door of that higher ascension or elevation or the next level of your transformation, in that world, which is put into the tombs or is said in many books, that you will be weighed on a scale of right and wrong. So the people you hurt, their burdens are not your burdens. And if you cannot weigh, lighter than the karma of life or the goodness of life, your spirit cannot ascend to its highest or highest self. So therefore you come back again to find a new body which could be any type of body. Because when we talk about body, a body could be this chain. This chain is a body. The shirt is a body. You understand what I'm saying? The food you eat is a body. The animals walking around is a body. The trees are bodies. The houses are bodies, right? And your spirit needs to exist because energy never dies. And that's what your spirit or soul is. So what your soul is, the solid part of your body, right? So now, if you do not understand this particular concept, you might think that what everybody else is doing in the world, you should follow. And therefore, it's right for you to follow. But you came here alone, born alone, and you will die alone. So you are solely responsible for yourself and your purpose and your destination. Because you have never met anybody that lived 1,000 years. But you've seen many babies born every day. Many new lives are coming here with new bodies, but different spirit, or the same spirit in a new body. And we are the ones who are responsible for reprogramming those kids. And if you notice, they get the babies right from the start because they call the food formula. To formulate something, to program somebody, they have to be in a formula. So our kids, me and you, most of us ate these foods that programmed us, because in the beginning, in the Bible, it tells you the food that they ate changed their whole programming to the point where they were able to see the veil of God or see God in the flesh. So now, based on that, they found out they were naked and got kicked out of the garden. So when a baby comes on this earth, if you notice, the first thing they do is take him out of from the mother's womb to some room. Injections upon injection, because they're programming and wiping off certain things that doesn't allow those kids to be who they are in their divine form. Then they give you the programming of food, which is the formulas that they give you at 3 months, 7 months, 8 months, whatever months that these formulas are. So by the time you reach certain age, with the vaccinations and all the food and all the different types of programming and formulas that they put in your body, you have been wiped off, or your brain has been completely missing, or it's closed, it's blind, it's dull. A lot of your body parts are not working. For instance, a child is born flexible, okay? But as adults, as we go down the road, we're no longer flexible because we forget these things. You understand what I mean? Because now we're not indulging in certain things, that we're no more childlike. We become adult-like to the point where we cannot reverse back our ages. But recently I met a 60-something plus year old man who understood this particular concept, and in his 30s started doing some sort of yoga that people didn't understand back then. But now he's flexible, no body pains, doing all types of stretches, putting his leg around his neck, doing things that most of his people and his peers in his class can't do, because he understood that concept and carried on just based on some divine intervention. Let's leave that alone. So if you understand the concept and where you're going and what the purpose of all this whole thing is about, one of the keys you will need is called Temperance, or Temperance, right? It's in the tarot card, okay? Let me read it to you and let me tell you what temperance means in the definition. I got a phone here. It says, temperance, right? The card suggests moderation and balance, coupled with a lot of patience. The temperance card implies that you have a clear vision and know what you want to achieve. This is an indication of a higher learning with a critical attribute in the journey of life. Now, for those who don't know, this is a card of temperance. If you can see closely, he's got his foot in the water and one on the ground. He's holding on to 2 trumpets, left and right. There is flowers in there, and the flowers are 4 of them. You understand what I'm saying? There's other things in here that we can talk about. But for now, if you can see right on the bottom, that's his foot in the water and foot on the earth or the ground. The flowers are on the right side or on your left side, 3 of them. You see, once again, so above, so below. So these things that have been left in our modern day education of spirituality, we need to understand and use them to our advantage. It says temperance suggests the moderation and balance. So you do not overindulge. You need to find a fine balance. You cannot be all Muslim and all Christian and all Buddhists and all traditionalists. It's a variety of things that makes you who you are. But it has to be a fine balance. You cannot rely on just one source of news or the mainstream media to educate you about your life. You need to go outside of the box to find a balance. When you hear something from me, you can go listen to other people who are similar in that same way to compare the information I'm giving to find a fair balance. Coupled with patience. So meaning sometimes people want quick food. But if you're cooking and you're taking your time to cook the food you're eating with your hands, and if it's natural food, well, I'm not talking about killing and all that animals and stuff. I'm talking about real cooking with vegetables and non-bloody animals, okay? Like anytime you take a life out of those particular species that have the same blood as you, you are taking their spirit out of them that you have to pay the price for. So beware. We want fast food. But the guy that's in the kitchen taking their time to prepare their natural food or whatever food they're cooking, if they take their time and do a good job with it, they have a relationship with the food. And the food actually opens up certain other parts of their body or reaches certain levels of communication with the body in places that are not receiving certain communication, because the food is supposed to be medicine. But with the fast food, it's chemical or it's engineered food, and therefore it's not to your best interest. It's for the masses, because those people who run these fast food understand the particular concept of keeping you in a position of slavery or consistently chasing money and don't have time to live the way you need to live to cook for yourself. So you cannot depend on that cookie cutter to take care of you. So you need a lot of patience. No seed do you plant will grow overnight. So if they're feeding 100 million people and every day you're eating cow, chicken, beef, whatever it is you're eating, can you imagine what they have to do to fast forward these food that you're eating that is supposed to be the medicine for your body? Because food is called farming. With farming comes out of pharmacy, which is replaced by the pharmaceutical chemical part of that. We have science and scientists assigned to see something. You are a scientist, someone who sees and observes. The scientists in the lab in the white coat are of the world's elite of science. So if you don't practice this patience, even what you're eating, which is supposed to help this body live longer, be stronger, you'll be putting stress upon your body that it cannot be able to do the job it needs to do. Okay. So it says the card implies that you have clear vision. So what is your vision? Your vision is to graduate out of this life and not reincarnate back here in this position, being another slave or born into a position of paying old debts because you hurt so many people, animal, plants, families, whoever it is, wish words and bad ideas on people, did bad to people, had evil heart or evil angry mind, disturbed soul, confused and angry and just doing things that are taunting others in the environment. You are responsible because you came here through somebody who believed that they can sacrifice themselves to raise you and give you a chance. Now, if these people are messed up, it's not your karma, but it's upon you once you become an adult to start fixing your own karma. So it says to know and have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. So if you don't know this afterlife and that's where you want to go, then you might think it's a joke. Most of us are going through this stuff that we're going through or keep playing ourselves in the same way that we do because of the fact that we didn't know that there is a price we have to pay. It's like you never worked during your youthful days, and then now you're in your 60s and 70s and 80s. You're going to pay for that karma being in some nursing home because you didn't build a family around you. You didn't invest in the future. That is a form of karma, okay? Now, the next one here says, this is an indication of a higher learning. So that learning process that you learn everywhere else, you might have to reprogram yourself to learn at a higher level. This is on you, which is a critical attribute in the journey of life. Because you see, what a lot of people don't understand is it's your journey, and you need to learn these things for yourself. The average person is too busy trying to please other humans that they forgot to take care of themselves. See, what I'm doing here, I'm taking care of myself by passing this information and learning from myself and sharing that information with others to correct me if they believe that the message I'm putting out there is wrong. Because now when they come out here and this information doesn't stand correct in due time, I have put myself out there, and my karma is within this video recorded and can be gone. Somebody can go back 5, 10, 15 years and challenge me on what I'm saying to you today. This alone is karma. It's on us to keep growing, elevating at its highest core. The government won't do it for you. Your parents won't do it for you, because when you came into this earth, you've seen the state of the earth. Only a few are in a comfortable position to even have the time to be honest and sincere and research themselves and share it with you. If most do it, they're doing it for the love of what we call money. And you have to know that nobody's doing anything anymore in hopes for salvation for their afterlife. And therefore, your spirituality cannot be monetized, or it's not about the money. People can donate to you and have other gifts and other attributes, but you cannot make money out of spirituality, because people cannot learn for themselves. You buy yourself karma. So that's why I do these videos and I give it out for free on my page. When it's on my YouTube page and YouTube pays me, my job is done. I do not need you to subscribe, like, and have notification to sell you something that I cannot pay that karma. Greed has made people not receive the information source wants to give to all of us, so we can share with the rest of the world for the most part. So not every information you're going to come across is going to be from a good source, because some of the people you're seeing, they're doing videos, and down the road they will have to pay for a serious karma. With that being said, I want you to look at everything in general. Your food, the way you think about others, the actions we do, it's solely on us. Just because somebody's doing it wrong doesn't give you the permission to do them wrong back, because the judgment is not in your hands. You cannot wish harm or foul on somebody, but you can always fix your way and your action between people when you're interacting. When any foul or harm is done, it's not on you to wish and say, God, I wish, Source, I wish, oh, Jesus, I wish, oh, Muhammad, I wish, oh, Buddha, I wish. No, to do this to that person, judgment is not yours. The temperament shows an angel with 2 horns in their hand. Judgment is not yours. You do your part, and if there's good in it for you, you will receive it without even trying. Do not wish harm or foul on anything, and try to not take the life of other animals for you to be able to eat. They also have spirit in them, just like you do. It is written in the Bible, and I always tell you guys when I quote the Bible, it's not because it's anything, it's an ancient book from the Dead Sea Scrolls. So we have information that we can all share. It says that the animals have the same spirit as men. So when we see these animals, we cannot assume that they are just walking and we can kill some and make some as pet for our own consumptions. We have to be careful how we invite these animals into our lives, because similar to a kid, if you're not ready for a kid, do not bring one into this world, because it is a spirit you're responsible for. So since we have been neglecting most of this stuff, we have reaped bad karma. We drop our kids off at daycares in places because we are not financially stable enough to be able to raise our children. We drop them off and hope somebody else take care of them, and indoctrinate them. And this has become the karma of programming. With that being said, I hope this hits home and you become divine in your thoughts and your thinking and all you do, that at all times you stay strong within your will to not fall off and keep a nice balance so you can elevate to where you need to be and separate yourselves from those doing evil, wrong, and wicked. For there is a blessing in good things. You might not understand it now, but in your next life and in this present life, you will receive good karma once you start following the principle of nature. With that being said, Sammy B. Styles Claire House. You know I got many sides to myself, but this side here is very, very serious and key to giving you absolutely nothing but pure divine love, care, and respect. And most of all, motivation to do right and make the world a better place than it was before you and I came across it. One world, one land is your birthright to be free. Free yourself by cleaning up your karma. And you will know that nobody can step up to you to say nothing to you or disrespect you. Your spirit and your ancestral, your bloodline, and the which you have traveled for many thousands of years, because you're always going to be ready because you're on point dealing with right karma. I love you all. Be easy.